So there I am driving my car when these fucking guys pull up to me and they go, "We're gonna fucking kill you. We're gonna fucking kill you, driving podcaster." It was Larry in studios trying to make me look fucking fake. Fuck. They're trying to make me look fake with like goddamn fucking Baldur's Gate 3 criticisms because every single thing I complained about was more or less patched out in the recent 2 patches plus 2 additional hotfixes. I want to add, they made more bugs though, and I'm going to bring them up really quickly because we just got to keep talking about Baldur's Gate. All right, Tad, have you heard of the great new exploit?
First, I have to address. We said some things recently that may or may not have been true, and as a result, we've had some heat coming our way. Aleks does not actually have his driver's license. He was not driving just now. There's nothing else that we have said in the past week that may or may not have gotten us in trouble. There's nothing except that Aleks is being a little bit of a fibber.
Okay, so Baldur's Gate fixed a lot of the problems that I had. Gale now actually has ways to turn him down. They had to bring the actor into the studio to record new lines, and I was doing another playthrough with my friend, where when you talk to Gale, you can just immediately say, "Listen, buddy, I don't see you that way." And he goes like, "All right, fair enough, I understand." You can do that in like near the beginning of Act 1, just immediately. Well, I think it's really funny, though, because now there's a different problem.
There's 2 speedrun categories. There's 2 speedruns. There's fucking the frog as fast as possible.
2 minutes, by the way.
Friendzoning Gale as fast as possible.
But what's funny about this is now there's another way. It's like I do literally one little... I do 2 combat encounters, some bandits and some skeletons. Walk up to Gale, "By the way, I don't want to have sex with you." The writing in this game is so bad. Minthara works, but now there's a new hot bug. All right, so there's a dungeon where you fight like your clones and like a test of like fighting yourself, right? So some fantasy shit like that, right?
Yeah, and Dark Link. You got to use the Megaton hammer.
More or less, yes. But there was an exploit where if you use the disarm spell on the enemy, they would drop the weapon you're currently holding. So you can just item dupe with that, right?
Oh shit.
So they tried to fix this exploit by changing how it works. When you disarm in that encounter, the items that drop on the ground disappear. Now you can immediately think of, wait, if you have the ability to disarm, they have the ability to disarm. What happens if they disarm you? Well, I guess your fucking account is just bricked now because your weapon's gone. Bye. That fight is now went from kind of a cheesy thing to it's just awful. Then is the worst part of the game. Another thing they broke...
Is it a forced encounter?
Kinda, sorta, yeah, because in order you had to do the dungeon, you had to get the funny orbs in Shar's dungeon. You don't have to bring Shar, but you had to do this dungeon in order to get to the Night Song in order to go fight Ketheric Thorm, because he's invincible. And so the Night Song is like his... Think of him like a lich, and that's his phylactery. You have to go get that and destroy it, or like free it, or like change it, or whatever, so you can fight him.
Like Tubba Blubba in Chapter 3 of Paper Mario.
Yeah, basically. So, like, yes, it is a forced encounter, so now it's just the worst part of the game. Another thing they broke, and this pisses me off in particular because it infects a druid, but specifically the class of druid I played, which is Fungus Druid. Way of the Spore, it's called. They have a thing called Symbiotic Entity, where they put a big shield over themselves of fucking spores that also makes them do necrotic damage on hit. Very powerful skill. Now, whenever you use it, you just glow bright blue. You're just an untextured Gmod mess. It's fucking broken as fuck. It's awful. I've been trying to play it in multiplayer, and I just keep bugging the fuck out, looking like a big fucking light bulb. Side note about the multiplayer. This is not a criticism. I just want to bring this up. I have been fucking everybody before my friend can, and it was so funny watching him get put down by everybody in the party scene after he fought the goblins.
So how do the cutscenes work in a story-based game, right?
Okay, so I'm glad you asked. So when you are talking to an NPC, there will be a little like ear symbol next to like, because you know there's the party symbol on the left, all the characters. You can click the ear and then listen in. It'll just kind of zoop over and do the cutscene like, from your friend's perspective. And when there's dialogue options, you can actually vote on what they should say, which I think is really funny.
I feel like that's like a Twitch integration thing that they're like, oh, fuck it, we can do it for multiplayer too.
Fun fact, that is a Twitch integration thing. You can vote for dialogue choices on Twitch. Fun fact.
Yep.
You can also vote on like skills you want to like try, feats you want them to try out leveling for their character builds. Very fun to do, by the way. But so if you are having a conversation, if you're having a sex scene, I'm just gonna just cut to the fucking chase. If you are trying to fuck the frog, it'll default the conversation to private with a little check mark. If someone tries to listen in, it'll say your friend is trying to chime in, but that's also very buggy. So if they're controlling a summon, it'll say the summon wants to listen in. I'm trying to have weird sex with this freaky alien elf thing, and this fucking skeleton is just like, yo, bro, can I fucking tag in? So anyway, when I was okay, the sex scenes play at night kind of automatically. So what I did was I immediately you can use these cutscenes kind of like independently of each other. So like I can go over there and talk to Lae'zel and like humiliate that one fucking tiefling, and then he can go fucking like buy some potions from the fucking old lady, right? And so he had no idea what I was doing like 5 feet away from him. So we go to camp at night and I immediately like unchecked mark the private. He's like, what the fuck is Aleks doing? Oh god fucking damn it. He walked in and seen me fuck Lae'zel. There is some humor, but also when I swoosed in like during the first party and invited Shadowheart to a little like date after the party, so he immediately couldn't do that, and he can't fuck Astarion because he's been bringing Will instead of Astarion. He doesn't want to fuck Will because Will is admittedly kind of fucking boring, and so I just said, well, Gutsu, looks like you're, his name's Gutsu. Well, looks like you're fucked. Looks like you gotta fuck the bear. Fuck the bear, bigot. Come on, fuck Halston. Come on, Chud. Go fuck the bear. And multiplayer is fun for the completely wrong reason. Okay, side note, I had to tell another fucking D&D story with this. So you can actually drop in, drop out multiplayer in this game. Kind of. You can drop in and make a character, but then like there's essentially 4 character slots. So if like my 2 friends join in, but friend 3 wants to join in, he can basically just take control over the other 2 people. Like he can't make a 5th character, sadly.
I like that.
So there's 4 slots. But anyway, so me and my friend are on our campaign. I'm a Drow fucking I'm a Lothsorn Drow druid from the fucking Spores, and he's playing a fucking like old man wizard. So there's this trick that we wanted to try to do in chapter 1 that I really like doing. There's a guy named Kithric Voss. He's like this big Githyanki like warrior guy. He's a Kithric. It's like a general, right? He has a legendary weapon called the Silver Sword of the Astral Plane. He gives it to you at the end of Lae'zel's questline in Act 3. But he is in the map of Act 1, very briefly, holding that sword. You can see where this is going. So you can...
So was the disarm sword or disarm spell not in the game originally? Was it only added in an update?
Well, no, there's plenty of ways. There's multiple ways to disarm a target. Normally a fighter can like do a disarming like range attack or like a melee swing. Or you can use the classic D&D spell, Heat to Metal, which makes them drop the sword because, ouch, oof, the spicy keychain. So, well, but he's a really high level, so he has very high AC, so it's hard to hit him. So you can still save and reload in multiplayer. So we're like, all right, we're gonna do it. There are multiple ways to get the legendary sword. Some people will do a mind control tactic to make him hand you the fucking sword through his inventory. But we were doing the heat metal strat, where we had Will, who was an NPC in the party. We hid up, like, because you're on like a bridge, kind of like overlooking him. We hide up in the ridge, like crouched down sneaking, as we just throw Will's life away, basically, to walk up to all these Githyanki. We had to put Lae'zel back in the camp so she didn't aggro for us attacking her fucking her kin. So we had Will walk up, and they're like, who the hell is this guy? He just fucking like snaps his fingers, heats metal, Kithric Voss drops his sword, all the Githyanki aggro, and just fucking murder him. So well,
you ever seen that GIF? They're all running around doing a bunch of shit. The Green Lantern shows up and like tries to like kick people. And,
don't worry, Green Lantern's got this.
They just jump on him and start beating the shit out of him.
Yes, that is fucking hysterical. That is literally what happened to Will, but what happened to us was even worse. So we let Will just die. He's just Family Guy death posed like by all the Githyanki. So it's me, my friend, and we have Karlak, because we couldn't bring Lae'zel, but we needed a melee fighter, right? So we just brought the other one, Lae'zel, we brought Karlak, the big red tiefling lady. So here's the plan. We can't go up and grab the sword because they're still hostile to us, right? We're just out of the aggro radius. But Will's essentially activated their, like, hostile encounter like AI, right? So we have a tactic. Earlier on, near the Null encounter, there's this thing called the Iron Flask. It's basically a Pokeball. Yeah, part of a questline is to get the Iron Flask and the chest with the Iron Flask in it and deliver it to a bunch of thieves. But if you take the Iron Flask, you can use it because it has a very powerful enemy within it called a Spectator, which is basically a beholder. I don't know why they call it a Spectator. You know, big eyeball, big mouth, bunch of tentacles shooting laser beams, right? Here's the plan. We're gonna hide up in our little ledge with Will's dead body's over there. The three of us are gonna throw the Pokeball and watch it kill all the Githyanki. That fucking thing didn't stand a fucking chance. It was fucking awful. We threw it in there.
Don't worry, guys. The Beholders got this.
Like, okay, Githyanki are really strong, but they're all like level 5, and this one's level 6. We're level 4 at this point, so we don't have our second combat action yet, but they all do. And they also all have Misty Step because they're Githyanki, and they get that level 5 by their racial bonuses. So we summon the Beholder, it shoots a laser beam, and all the Githyanki just go, and just fucking murder it. They hit it. Action Surge, hit it 2 more times, and crit 2 more times. That poor thing got fucking decimated. We were like, well, now what? Well, we gotta get the sword. We gotta revive Will. Ah, fuck. So we were like, okay. I'm gonna sneak down there, use a revival scroll, and we're gonna get back up here and think of a better plan, because we're gonna need Will. We're gonna need as many bodies for this encounter. There's like 6 fucking Githyanki, and they're all like super leveled, you know, comparatively to like what we are at the point. So we sneak down there, get Will. Even though we get Will and revive him way farther away from them, they still all just like sense this and aggro, and they start Misty stepping over to us, and we're like, oh fuck. And we had the hardest fight of our goddamn lives. It ended up resorting, because we just used all of our spell slots, that what I did is I couldn't get into melee range with the Githyanki like warrior lady, because she was gonna just fucking 2-tap me, right? But we're up on a ledge, so I would just, she gets up this ladder, I would just go, and just kick her off the ladder. It would do like 10 damage, and then she would climb back up the ladder, which would take enough time for like to take her action in her turn, and just shove. I was doing that fucking Homestuck bit of just shoves you over again, shoves you over again. Because like Carlag was bleeding and dying. My friend was out of spell slots and just trying to fucking heal up. I'm fucking like, I'm just bleeding out. Will is dead again, by the way. We just let him die again. So like we had no other options but just to keep shoving her around and hopefully just make the athletics check. Luckily, we didn't fail one, but we
I will say,
oh, what's up?
It's kind of funny how that tactic is something that we did in Revival, a Dungeons & Dragons Roleplay podcast. There was one enemy that Dan threw at us in one of our 7 combat encounters that was not immune to being shoved over, and so we were just in a circle kicking it to the ground, and we kept doing that. Now, here's a question, though, about your brilliant tactics. You had a big Pokeball. Couldn't you just stand near one side of the camp, throw the fucking Pokeball, and then just grab the sword and bail?
We tried that. That was one of our early ideas. They would just go, oh, hello, the people who throw the Pokeball, and would just Misty step over to us and just start kicking us around. They would prioritize the players. But we got the sword, and I want to talk about something that's really interesting about this. You can really, really tell that you're not supposed to get this sword at the start of the game, because we got the sword, and the sword of the astral plane has bonuses for a Githyanki wielding it. None of us were Githyanki fighters, so we're just going to give it to Lae'zel. And because Lae'zel wasn't there to see us kill all of our friends, we can just speech check her and just say, nuh-uh, they were just kind of mean to us, lol. And she just go, okay, I believe you. We give her the sword.
I found this sword under a rock.
We give her the legendary silver sword of the astral plane, and she starts to bug the fuck out. This campaign started to turn into that Gumball bit, you know, where their animation budget runs out and they just start driving through, everything glitching out. You ever see that bit from Gumball?
I have not, but I have seen a similar bit done in Chowder.
So
where they just changed the cameras in the live action crew.
So we give her the sword, and her dialogue starts to fucking break apart, and the subtitles start to not match, because she starts saying shit about Act 3 and about Orpheus and the fucking Orphic Hammer and shit in Chapter 1 of the game, and we're like, oh, oh, this is just breaking now. And then like the dialogue was no longer matching, and it was kind of like auto skipping itself and shit. Like she just started to just fucking like glitch out, like fucking missing though, while holding that fucking sword in goddamn chapter
Now,
one.
Aleks, are you sure that you didn't actually find a copy of Baldur's Gate 3 at a garage sale, a game that you and your brother really enjoyed playing, but this one had a name written on it in red ink?
Gale drowned. so anyway, we did that. It bugged the fuck out, but don't worry. In the mountaintops, Kithric Ross was still friendly to us because this thing is really buggy. But anyway, it's really fun playing multiplayer because you can just kind of cheese and do things like that. My friend made a bald, naked dwarven male named Joe Rogan who fought unarmed with Tavern Brawler and was just running around grabbing and throwing goblins around the goblin camp and just screaming.
Was this the one who got fingered by Karlach?
No, this is a different player who's a different dwarf. My friend who played a Drugar in his own single-player campaign got finger blasted up his ass by Karlach.
You opened up his Discord stream and it said, a skeleton is looking in.
A skeleton wants to tune into your private conversation. Please make it public so that he can see it.
Well, it was a little bit different because it was your Discord account, so it actually said, a racist schizophrenic is wanting to speak. Do you dare to listen?
Ted, welcome to the RNC. How trad are you? How trad am I? I support the LGBTQ. Yeah, so, without the plus. Oh, holy shit, dude, you're fucking based. Go right on in, sir.
I gotta stop. You will literally do the whole 5-minute long video if I don't stop you.
It's 3 minutes, by the way, I'm just saying. Sandy,
I know, you've been saying it all day.
Sandy, did the red wave save us all? All those trad Cath Mexican voted blue. They prefer Latinx, you bigot. Okay, so. Other than Baldur's, another thing that I was doing lately was getting my ass handed to me in one specific encounter in the easiest fucking video game of my goddamn life. I had this fucking Eustace fucking hothead moment.
Eustace threading the needle hothead moment.
I bring up this goddamn scene from Courage the Cowardly Dog so often because it's literally me. You shouldn't fail at something so easy, but you keep doing it and it just pisses you the fuck off. Let me get my my video footage here of start recording. Okay, so let me get this over here. Now, Tad, can you view this this beautiful image that I've created in paint.net?
So what's happening right now is Aleks is showing me, it looks like his, he's using paint.net. Yikes. He's showing me a paint.net battle map of some Fire Emblem game for like the Super Nintendo.
Okay, so this is the Game Boy Advance, you fucking chud. But also...
Oh, you know what? I should have known because everything's like super bright. Yeah, that's what they had to do because of the shitty screen.
Yeah.
That's some gamer knowledge for you.
Yeah, that's why Game Boy Video looked like such dog shit. Oh my god, I should get Shrek the fucking movie. Game Boy Advance Video injected into my fucking 3DS. Why the fuck have I not done that yet? Anyway, back to this video. So, here we are in the final map of Fire Emblem 7. Fire Emblem 7 is a very, very, very easy game. It was the first Fire Emblem game that came out to, like, not Japan. So they kind of made it very simpler so people can get into it, right? They made it more accessible. So this game is really easy, and then just has a really huge difficulty spike at the very fucking last minute. Part of it is my own fault. I am freely smart enough to admit that. The way the game works is Fire Emblem has a limited amount of resources. So you have to distribute them to the units you really want to be good, right? So like, let's take this guy right here. Fucking Heath, right? Let's fucking circle him over here. So I meant to fucking move him with the fucking move key.
So these resources, it's like when you... Because I think I've played Fire Emblem like once.
Yeah.
The resources are like, if you use someone in a map, at the end of the map, you get like points you can allocate?
Yeah, so you don't...
Or is it like XP like Pokemon?
You don't allocate it. You get random stats based on their growth. So say this character has a 60% chance to get 1 point of health every level up. It does a little dice roll every single time he levels up and get that one thing. And it's doing a dice roll for every single stat. So you can get what's called the God level, where they get basically one in fucking everything, or you can just, if this can happen, they can just get nothing. So you can get kind of fucked sometimes. So you have to pick who you want to use. I had no idea the way the final map was going to be was the final boss of the game could only be damaged by the 3 protagonists of the game. You can see where but the problem is going to start forming here. So let's see this little guy right here. This man right here in the bottom right that I'm moving around. This guy's name is Heath. He's a dragon rider, a wyvern rider. So he can fly around a lot. He's got like an axe and he does damage. I leveled the fuck out of him and got him like 3 different stats that were capped out. So they can't get any higher. He's super powerful and he can just pop, kill everything here. But when I get to here, he's literally useless. He does 0 damage. So what I didn't know I was doing, because I didn't have preemptive knowledge, I was just playing the fucking game, I had no idea that I was fucking myself over by feeding EXP into the wrong people. So this game is super easy, but I sure hope you fucking know the dragon can only be fucking damaged by the heroes. Or you're
So
fucked.
is there any way, like would he hit him and then it would say, oh, his shield requires the book of...
You know, so this guy in the middle here, this fucking guy, let me see, Athos here, he just tells you the dragon is powerful and can only be damaged by the 3 legendary weapons. By the way, I have them in my pocket. Here. You guys can have them. Go kick its ass. You're not fucked because you didn't pick it up in chapter like 10. He gives you the tools you need to kill. But
do you think
if their stats
the reason that they did that...
What's up?
Here's what I'm thinking, the reason that they did that. So when you're a kid and you played Pokemon, the first time you got to the Elite Four, you had a level 87 Charizard and then like 5 garbage mods, right?
Yes.
I wonder if that's what happened when they were doing playtesting for like outside areas, that people would use Roy, Marth, and Lucina, or whatever the 3 are in this game.
I appreciate the attempt. It's Eliwood, who is Roy's father, Hector, and then Lynn.
Okay, so I was right. So Roy, Marth, and Lucina. They're all the fucking same.
These anime chuds over here. Anyway. So let me explain
They should go to the RNC. Anyway, so now we got 5 minutes of 5 minutes with just me and the listeners. Aleks recites the whole SpongeBob video for the 4th time tonight.
I fucking love that video. It's literally fucking me. Anyway. So let me explain something. This game is very easy. All right? Like, there's a lot of hidden stuff from the thieves, but in terms of you just playing the game, just going through it, I hardly took damage. My little healer down there, Priscilla, the little red chick with the little wing in her ear, she was so underleveled because people would just not take damage because of the map designs having so many tiles to avoid damage. See those little pillars? When you're on there, you have a 30% chance added to whatever your like default chances to just dodge attacks. And if you ain't taking damage, you ain't getting healed, so the healer ain't getting EXP. So like, this game is relatively easy. And it was kind of meant to be. But because of that, because I didn't have this knowledge, I kind of had a really, really underleveled Eliwood, Hector, and just an okay Lynn. So you're going to see the problem here. So, map starts out here. The way the final map works is you have these doors that are all locked out, and like you can't see what's behind these doors. You can only see what they're here because like it's part of the image I got.
Yeah.
So like
the tile set.
Each turn, these doors will open and you will fight the past bosses of the game, because this big guy up here, Nurgle, who's the guy with the little shield on him, he's the big bad of the game. He's this big evil druid guy. He revived them all from the dead to serve in one big last fucking final battle to fuck you over. Because he wants to summon the dragons back to the world and just wipe everything out because he's a fucking evil dickhead. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? The fucking pot of 7 is boring. So... you run into this thing, you take all your guys, have Athos run down here, just have him go pop, 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 kill everything each turn, and you move your way up to Nurgle, eventually killing him, and then moving to the next map. Now, getting through this first map isn't really too bad. The bosses themselves are pretty tough. So say like down here you got Uhai, the guy on the horse. You can tell I remember his name for a reason. So Uhai, he opens up, he's got bows. Bows have two range of an attack, but they cannot counterattack. If I walk up and I smack him in melee range, he's helpless. That's the strength and weakness of a bow unit. So they can attack through this wall, but couldn't attack if I was in melee. Get it? So every map I would just go through here, kill this guy down here with Athos. I would have Athos move down here, then have Noyz here, who is the dancer. What dancer does is they can give you an additional turn. So he walks down here, does his little funny, toots his little flute. Athos can then move again. Athos moves up here, comes over here, kills Athos with a fucking crit, murders him, and then he can just kill these last two guys because these last two guys ain't a threat. Then you got fucking next turn over here, because I do this map so often, I get this kind of this flow, because while this is all super easy and nothing really to worry about, when I got to the dragon, I ran into a fucking problem. So
you could not kill the dragon.
Exactly, because I ran into this really, really big issue. So because I didn't really level up Eliwood, because Eliwood might be the worst fucking lord. The lord is like the protagonist of a game. He is like the worst lord I've used so far in the franchise. He is so fucking weak. He's like, hello, chat. I have 5 constitution. That means he can only hold up a weapon that's up to 5 fucking pounds, or he suffers a speed penalty. Speed in Fire Emblem means you can double attack an enemy if your speed is higher. But if your speed is lower, they can double attack you. So Eliwood has 5 fucking constitution, 7 once I fed him a bunch of fucking boosters. So I gave him some of that fucking that workout powder you sent me earlier that I can't show on stream.
Yeah.
And so he was
the
like,
workout powder. I'm not allowed to say the name outside.
And so he got these strong masculine arms to hold 9-pound swords. So the legendary weapon that Athos over here, the wizard guy, gives him is 17 pounds, which means he is suffering a nearly 10 speed penalty. He has 15 speed. He effectively has 5 speed. The dragon has 22 speed. The dragon double attacks Eliwood. The dragon does 38 raw, pure-ass damage that cannot be negated. So Eliwood, if Eliwood walks up to take, Eliwood over here, walks up, hits the dragon, he will attack, and the dragon will just go bonk, bonk, Eliwood dies, and if a pro tag dies, game over, sent back to the main menu. So, you can see the conundrum here. First map, pretty free, but then I would hit this wall at the very last 5 fucking seconds of the game where I just couldn't win. And it's my fault because I didn't just level Eliwood. I thought he was just dog shit, so I just didn't bother. I have Lynn, she can crit things down. So Athos gives Lynn, because all 3 of them have a legendary weapon. Lynn over here gets this thing called the Soul Kati. Despite its heavy weight, Lynn had so much speed that she could still double the dragon anyway. So she would just walk up, bonk, take damage, bonk. Everyone here has 40 HP. They can survive 1 hit from the dragon. But even if I go in here, I would have fucking immediately I would have Athos walk up here and attack. Then I would have fucking where is this lady? Noyz over here, dance him, and then Athos would attack again, right? That is 60 damage of the 99 damage required to kill the dragon. Athos would I didn't want him to die, so I initially wasn't doing that. But I ran into this problem where after doing damage with bonk, and then I would walk up and have fucking Hector walk over here, bonk, hit him with a 12 damage attack, getting a little sweaty, then Lynn would walk over here, and she would fucking, whoops, wrong button, I gotta fucking hit this one down here.
He rotated the the battle map.
Yeah.
So while you're moving them, is there a flanking bonus if you have 2 people on the side?
No, but if they are friends, which is part of the support level, they will give each other more damage and accuracy. So because Lynn and Hector know each other, she does a little extra damage right here. So, and if I were to have her go first and then Hector would be a little more accurate. Rather than a 70% chance, he'd have an 80% chance to hit the dragon, right? So, I have Lynn, she can attack twice. She hits for 9 entire mega damage, gets attacked for 38 mega damage, and then hits him for 9 more damage. So you might be noticing something. We have done about 46 damage of his 99 damage health bar. So all we can do now is have Eliwood move up and do 22 damage and then die, and then I get game over. I ran into a conundrum here. I couldn't kill the dragon, and I was very confused what the fuck I was supposed to do, other than restart the whole game and juice Eliwood the fuck up, because his sword is called Durandal. Durandal does 22 fucking damage, and he has no fucking strength. So, the weapon does most of the work. He just needs enough fucking speed to not get fucking double tapped by the dragon. Because theoretically speaking, because he has bonuses with Lynn and Hector here, he has way more damage, way more accuracy. He's not going to miss. So if I were to, have Eliwood attack and then, not get doubled. He'll take one hit of like 38 damage, but then have Nils over here dance him. That's 44 damage, and if he kills the dragon before the dragon attacks back, game over, I win. That's not the problem. So what's the problem? Well, I'm not going to reset the whole fucking game to do that. So I started getting very tilted because getting through the entire game and then, because there is no save point between these two maps. Once you kill Nurgle, you are automatically teleported here into this position. Everyone's fully healed, don't worry about that part. And then you have to fight the dragon. And you can't even like run away because there's all these little ads right here, which admittedly I didn't even deal with because I just said, if the dragon attacks me, I die because it can double eliwood. I have to just go in. I have to gorilla it down. So go in here, attempt 1, fails. Okay, whatever. Do this map again, do all, have fucking blah, blah, blah. Where the fuck is my ethos folder? I'm very professional about this. I just already have my have ethos kill Uhai with this crit again, blah blah blah, and just keep doing this in a loop over and over. Then slowly get through this, but then I ran into a problem where Heath over here, I had him, run up here, turn 1, because this doesn't open until turn 2, then go up here, bonk and kill this boss guy. This boss guy then hits an 11% chance to crit him. And I'm like, well, I'm trying to play this without any of my units dying, because if they die, they get like a bad ending or whatever. It's just like, and then Heath died in the final battle because Glep Shido didn't fucking play the game properly. You're such a fucking looks to the left, looks to the right, fucking slur. Because, this game was in the 2000s. It was different back then. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't want anyone to die, so let's hard reset immediately. So even like my first map is not even like consistently working for me. I'm kind of just getting through it barely because Athos can crit. But my friend gives me a very nice tip. So, Athos' whole deal, I'm talking about Athos a lot, this damn good fucking reason.
Yeah, this old man.
Yeah, so Athos is like the legendary hero of like the game's lore. He literally is only playable in this final map. He's a unique class, a unique sprite, a unique like everything. He is like an important like in-universe character, right? This little Gandalf looking fucker. So, he can use all magic because he is like the grand master sage of like the entire land, right? He is max level.
Okay.
He cannot, give as many more stat boosters or anything. Well, technically he could, but you wouldn't have any. It's the end of the fucking game. You already used them already. But like, he comes in here and he is juiced. He could theoretically kill everything if you gave him enough of a certain magic tome.
I'm gonna propose.
What's up?
This is how I would try to handle this. So. And this is also how I think it wouldn't work. So if he has access to every spell, could he just like, okay, so it's, okay, boom, 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 you leave the last 2 units that are alive from this, like, door 6, and you're just juicing Eliwood up, like, turn after turn after turn. He's giving him creatine. He's giving him, like, he's got those shaker bowls. Like, is that what you do? And then you teleport and it wipes all the stat boosts?
No. But when I say every spell, the way spells work is that he doesn't have, like, a spell book. And spells are weapons with their own durability. They're tomes. So, like, if I have the fire tome, he just casts fireball, like, 20 times from his fire tome. And I have, like, 6 inventory slots. So he can have his, like, 6 spells essentially prepped, right? But there's one spell in the game that matters. It is a dark magic tome called Luna. Luna is a tome with kind of probably bad accuracy. That doesn't matter for him because he's high level, right? But it has pretty low accuracy. But it has a high crit chance, and it pierces resistance, aka it does pure damage. You can see where this is going. Okay. You can see why this is the only spell that really matters at the end of the game here. If you say, because you get it in chapter like 12, you find it off of like a dark mage that you kill him and take the Luna tome from. If I ever sold that tome, I would have been bricked here because I needed that tome to damage the dragon. Because the heroes sure as fuck weren't gonna fucking do it. But the Lunatome has a high chance to crit, and a crit does triple damage, so that does 30 pure damage to the dragon. So if I can just keep getting to the dragon every single time, and just keep resetting, eventually he will crit for 90 damage, and then any 3 of these idiots could just finish the dragon off and beat the game.
Now, I have a question. So, with these 5 people that are here, if any of them die, is it game over? Or is it just any of the 3 heroes?
Just the 3 heroes. Athos can die. Priscilla down there can die. Priscilla's on the map for a reason, by the way. And then Niles.
Oh, right.
And then Niles can
because
die.
you wanted to go in, because I was going to say, my original thought was like, just throw the meat in front of them. You'll get an extra turn. You'll get like 2 extra turns, but you don't want anyone to die.
Yeah, I was trying to do this a perfect run where no one died anyway. So theoretically speaking, I could have just like, say, thrown Heath up and then had Athos attack twice and then Lynn attack again. And like I could have theoretically done that, but I didn't want anyone to die. I was trying to do this perfectly. But after losing constantly to not getting the fucking crit I needed to win, I was on this map for about 5 hours because I couldn't kill him with eliwood. Lynn barely fucking dents him. Hey, I have to crit with Athos to win. There's no other way. He does 90 damage if he fucking crits with Luna. I'm fucked here. But I'm like, okay, I'm starting to think like after losing a bunch, getting back here and doing this map takes like, there's a lot of enemies, okay? It's not a hard map, but when you do it over and over again, you get fucking tired of it, right? But there's a reason I have everyone listed on here. So I'm getting a little tilted. I take a quick break, get a fucking snack on some fucking chimichangas. I'm like, okay, let me think. There has to be something I'm missing here. Is there like some kind of lore thing like whoops, I almost closed that. Is the dragon like, is he stationary? Does he only counterattack, right? Is that because like he does 38 fucking damage. He'll kill fucking like almost anybody in the fucking game if they didn't get good health level ups, right? Like, is there like maybe I'll just try that. I'll move everyone up, attack him, and then just just let it roll. He probably won't kill anybody. He immediately he goes to the next turn and kills eliwood because he doubles eliwood and his AI prioritizes that. So I'm like, okay, that didn't fucking work. Let's go back to the main menu. What do I do now? So while doing this, something happened. Something that I didn't notice until like the 7th attempt. So let's go back to my opening turn here. Athos. Athos walks down here. Niles comes down here, dances, gives Athos an additional turn. Athos walks up here, moves up here, and then uses Luna, hits Uhai, and crits Uhai with a 30% crit chance, and just hits him for 90 fucking damage because it's fucking Luna, and kills Uhai, right?
Okay.
I started to notice something. Why is he landing a 30% chance to crit every single attempt for 5 straight hours? That's really good RNG. I must be getting really lucky to constantly crit here, but never crit on the fucking dragon when I fucking need it, right? But then, something else happens. Every single time, like after a while, I kind of develop like, you do it so many times, you get like a robot kind of like, you just memorize what you're doing, right?
I think I told you when I was little and I couldn't figure out how to beat Queen Bean and Mario and Luigi, so I just got the timing down for all of her attacks to do 1 damage 400 times to where to beat her, rather than figure out how to knock the crown off.
Yes, actually. So, next turn, since this one opens up over here, I move, turn 1, Veda goes over here, and then let's go to the Heath layer. Heath moves up here, right up here next to her, right? So then, turn 2, I should order these better. Forgive me, Chet, I'm fucking losing my marbles. Where the fuck?
Now, I have a theory. I have a theory already about him. My theory, and you don't have to tell me if it's true or not, the first hit from Luna is guaranteed to crit for some fucked up math thing.
You'll find out. Veda goes up here, kills this guy blocking the path. Because even though they can fly and go over walls, they unfortunately can't get past bodies. They can still get body blocked, right? Veda comes up, bonks this guy, kills him because she's pretty powerful. No fucking worries. Then, next turn, immediately the next action, move Heath, left, up, attack this guy. Now whenever he hits him, he attacks, dodges the next attack, and then finishes the guy off with a crit. Now, the guy only had like 10 HP on the second attack. He literally didn't have to crit. But then I'm like, okay, hold on a minute. This little wizard cleric guy has an 86% chance to hit Heath. How the fuck, in the past 6 attempts I've been on this first map, has he attacked, dodged, and crit every single time? Something's going on here. Does the RNG seed not reset when I turn the game off? Does the RNG seed not reset when the console goes off? No. Unbeknownst to me, I was RNG manipulating for the past 4 hours because every single time Veda would go up that exact turn. Heath would go up this, bonk. the exact same tile, exact same movement, exact same actions every single time. The way Fire Emblem for the GBA calculates this RNG is when you have your little cursor, every time you move over a tile, you can move over and then hit B and have them go snap back to where they are, right? You don't have to commit to the turn. But every single time they just wiggle around, that changes the RNG seed. So unbeknownst to me, for 5 straight hours, I was doing the exact same movement on my units every single time. Because I was just so into the grind after losing to the dragon so often that I just had this robot efficiency for it, right? I even discovered by having Athos move over here, Athos is literally the centerpiece of this fucking map, dude. After Athos moves up here, kills this other guy, moves over here, bonks this guy when I have Hector move right, goddamn, I have fucking crop Hector better. I have Hector down here. I have Hector move right up, and because Hector is like a tank, he's a big armored up guy. He has very low speed, but takes like no physical damage for anything. He could just stay here and just kill these 2 idiots without any worry, and then Athos can pick him off from afar and just keep moving his way up and moving his way up to killing Nurgle. Because even though it's the hero's journey, it's more like Athos doing all the fucking work. Where by moving Athos up here, then having fucking Niles dance him again. Where the fuck is the Niles folder? Having Niles dance him again, move up here, and attack Nurgle, like, here on this right tile, he would always crit and one-shot Nurgle. And I'm like, wait a second. After like 5 straight hours. I got it! I can have Athos crit the dragon now. I can do this! So I ran into a problem. So I immediately thought, wait a second, I have an idea. Have Athos move over here and hit the dragon, but then have Nils just run up, dance him, and attack the dragon again. And like Athos can go for 2 crits here. And if he doesn't get a crit here, oh well, he did 60 damage, I can have the other guy's crit, right? I ran into a problem. Nils can't move up that far. So I had to bring Priscilla into this map with a rescue staff that I had exactly one of from the whole game to move up here. Rescue is a teleport spell for your ally to then teleport Niles up over to her. And then Niles can fucking then dance Athos and Athos can attack twice. That's what I ran into. But I ran into this problem is I did all of this and then just didn't get a fucking crit and I was annoyed because I was originally thinking like
each attempt is taking like 30 minutes to do to get to the second screen.
Yeah, just to get to the second map is taking like 30 to 40 fucking minutes because there's just so many enemies all taking their fucking turn. So like, and I have to move every single fucking person everywhere because like these guys are still strong. I can't slack. Because if I were to slack, then the fucking Hefe over here will just come out here and just fucking kill Rebecca or kill Jaffar or kill Nina. Or kill Nino. Like, I have to play it correctly. I ran into this one really funny problem where I had all the movements perfectly put down, but then there was that time I didn't. So I had Lynn walk over here, walk up here, kill this guy, and then she would dodge the attack from fucking Bernard up here, this warrior guy. I must have moved her up 1 tile because I walk up here, kill the guy. Bernard walks up, fucking decks her in the fucking head with a 10% chance to hit and brings her down to 1 goddamn HP. I started to fucking sweat. It was watching that health bar just go and stop at the last fucking second. I was like, oh god, I can't fucking slack here, can I? So after doing this and trying to not fuck up, after meticulously 5 fucking hours, finally getting through this goddamn map that shouldn't in this fucking easy as fuck game. Finally, we get to the dragon. I actually had an attempt where before I even learned RNG, I had a point where I just said, all right, fuck it, I give up. I'm just gonna kill Athos. He doesn't fucking matter. I attack, fucking Niles fucking move up, teleport, move up, dance, attack, have fucking eliwood, not eliwood yet. I have Hector walk over here, have fucking Hector move over here.
Flank the dragon.
Yeah. Have over fucking... Move this fucking idiot. Have Hector over here. Bonk. Then we have fucking Lynn move over here. Fucking... bonk, bonk. Then, Athos is dead, Priscilla's in position, Nels is in position. Have eliwood finally put an end to this fucking bullshit and fucking beat this fucking game. Okay, I'm really good at cropping these images here. And the dragon.
You're driving me insane, Aleks, by not using keyboard shortcuts. I just want you to know, because I used paint.net for a long time.
Yeah, shut up, bigot. Shut up, chudcel. I brought eliwood up here. I'm like, finally, the game can be over. The dragon had 25 health remaining. Eliwood does 22 damage. I was so fucking heartbroken at that fucking moment. You have no goddamn idea. Because this is before I can learn RNG. That's really like broke me. But anyway, I have this idea now. Start the turn. Get everyone fucking back into their fucking little positions here.
Yeah. So like, what you could do theoretically would be like, okay, so I know this doesn't crit. What if I move him left one and then go up and then keep trying techniques like that until you go like, all right, finally, I know this is going to get me a crit.
Yes. And
I mean, the downside to that would be it takes fucking 30 minutes for each one of those attempts.
Yeah. And so what I ended up doing is finally, after like getting the hope put in me that maybe, just maybe I have a chance to kill this dragon because it has to be a crit. But here's the thing. Only Athos and Lynn can crit, because when you do a dice roll in this game, you are dice rolling against their like stats. So like if I have 10 dex and the enemy has 1 dex, I'm basically not gonna miss. But if I have 10 dex and he has 20 dex, I'm basically never gonna fucking hit him, right? Same goes with crit. Mm-hmm. If I have 30 crit but he has like 20 avoid, I only have like a 10% chance to crit him, right? So when I say when Athos has like a 48% chance to crit him, he only has an 11 by the time he actually goes to the dragon. So you can see the problem here with this fucking strategy. So, attempt number 428. I get Athos up here, but when I type him, wiggle him around a bunch and hit the dragon. He doesn't crit. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. I could always have, Priscilla teleport fucking Niles over here. Niles walks up, dances him, take Athos, wiggle him around a bunch, and attack again. But he didn't crit. So sadly, Athos dies, and I'm like, well, fuck me. Okay, hang on. Without a crit, we bring him down to 25 HP. Theoretically, we only need to add 3 additional damage somewhere in the formula to finally kill the dragon, right? So Lynn can crit, because she does 9 damage, then gets hit, and then does 9 additional damage. 1 crit is 3x damage. So she can theoretically do 9, 18, 24. She can do 24 damage, theoretically, and then, do 24 again. She can do 48 damage if she crits both times. But she only needs to crit once, and she swings twice default, so we have chance here. So, take Lynn, still holding on to that fucking hope, wiggle her around a bunch, hit the dragon. She hits him, but doesn't crit. And then she gets hit, and then watching her, hold up her fucking sword, the sweat starts to drip from my fucking brow. She spins the sword, and I'm like, oh. Because in Final Fantasy 7, when they spin their, weapon around, that means they're gonna crit, right? So she does her fancy animation, and she does her 24 damage to the dragon. And I'm like, that's it. I can do it. After 5 fucking hours of just beating my head into this fucking wall. I'm finally free. I move Hector up to take his little swing. But then, before I even hit the A button, I start to sweat again because I noticed something. I start to get worried. He has an 80% chance.
Eliwood's too far away.
No, because everyone's in a position to everyone is in that default position. Everyone can hit in their spot. No, the only person who can't really do shit is Nils. So that's why I had to have Priscilla. But the 4 heroes can hit the dragon no matter what. They're in the perfect position. That's not the problem. The problem is, I noticed Hector has an 80% chance to hit the dragon. Now, that's normally not a problem, because after all, the RNGC doesn't reset. I just have Hector move up and attack. But I'm kind of scared all of a sudden. Wait, did I move him up correctly? Should I wiggle him just in case? No, wait. Maybe this is correct and he will hit, but what if no, wait. What do I do? I start to get a little nervous, because I'm so theoretically speaking, I just move straight up and attack. That's all I have to do. He's never missed, so he should theoretically never miss. But I'm kind of elated because I got my crit, so I don't know. I'm starting to get a little nervous, So
and you don't know the pathing that you did with the old man and her earlier because you were just going,
yeah.
wiggling it.
I didn't know that. Say theoretically speaking, did wiggling Lynn change his seed? I figured
the wigglestrat
exactly because like I know that wiggling doing that ethos movement as stated earlier, he'll always crit Uhai. But does that negatively say affect Jaffar or anything? I didn't actually know the intricacies of that. So I start getting a little sweaty. I fucking move over to Hector here, a fucking heart beating out of my fucking chest. Bonk, he hits the dragon, no fucking worries. Okay, we have this locked in now. Literally nothing can go wrong, because the dragon has like fucking 14 health, Eliwood does 22 damage, he can hit the dragon, and this can finally end. Eliwood has a 94% chance to hit the dragon. I start to sweat a little bit again, right? I'm like, okay, hold on. I have been 1% crit chanced in Fire Emblem, and this fucking game in particular. It's how I had Hector die in a map earlier and got really pissed off about it. Alright, so like, listen. Eliwood would never miss a 94% chance to hit with a perfect RNG seed with Durandal and then get doubled and make me game over. So I take my fucking swing with Durandal and his weak little effeminate arms holding this massive 17-pound sword. He holds it up in the air and he hits. What are you, fucking stupid? Of course he wasn't gonna fucking miss. And he finally killed the dragon after 5 goddamn fucking hours of this incredibly easy game that shouldn't have been hard, but because I didn't fucking level Eliwood, it had to get ludicrously difficult. Because here's the thing. If I just leveled Eliwood, I could have just given up and just, like, thrown Niles away, right? I could have just had him target Niles and kill Niles and call it a day and have Eliwood kill him again later, right? Because that's 44 damage, effectively, that Eliwood does right there. But because I never leveled Eliwood, I just had to do this fucking strat of either banking on a crit from Lynn or banking on a crit from Athos and just getting this fucking shit over with. But let me tell you something that's really interesting, because I got so fucking pissed off, I had to look this up. There had to be an easier way. Like, I obviously did this wrong because I trained units I liked rather than the units I should have been using for the narrative, right? Like, this is 100% my fault, right? I should have used the protagonist more. I'm not going to blame the game for me not using Eliwood and Hector a little bit more, right? But is there another strategy that doesn't involve basically banking on a crit? Because even if I did level them entirely, 99 health is a fucking lot, because he has really high defenses. Because, like, again, Lynn, who was pretty juiced up with, like, 24 fucking strength, which is a lot for Lynn. I'm sorry, 23 strength. She had 23, which is still a lot.
Yeah, she was hitting 9s.
Yeah, she was hitting 2 different 9s. Like, that's like, Hector, who's a big juggernaut, hit 12. Like, even if I got better level ups, that's still, like, not a lot of damage on the table. There had to be another way. So I look up strategies. What do? Every single strategy is just take Athos, and bank on a crit. Every single strategy I looked up was just take Athos, wiggle him around, and hope to God you crit, and then use Niles, and then hope to God you crit again. And I'm like, this game, this is the worst final boss I've ever fucking done. There's no way that could be the only strategy. Because you have to remember something, Tad. He doesn't come with this tome. I just had that in my inventory and I never sold it. If I didn't have that tome, I actually could not have beaten this boss. But there's another character named Canas. He is the only playable dark druid character. Because like every character has like a dark wizard that's playable, so you could have the unit, right? But he's hidden away in a bonus map that you can only do by doing a bonus objective in Chapter 10. So because I didn't do the bonus objective of Chapter 10, I didn't have the additional Dark Druid who could also use Luna, because there are 2 Luna tomes in the game, if I also do another bonus map later. So theoretically, I could have had, say, Athos over here, bonk him, Canas over here, bonk him, and then have just Athos again go, bonk him. That is 90 damage right there without any crits. So because I didn't have this character from a bonus map and a bonus weapon from a bonus objective and another bonus map, this map was ludicrously more difficult than it had to be.
You know what this reminds me of, Alex?
What?
There's a whole, like, genre of videos out there. There's, like, 7 or 8 ongoing ones. There's all these people that are doing RuneScape runs, like, but in real fucked up,
like the Potato Warriors?
Constrictions. The Potato Warriors, SwampMan, like, all of these different people, the one chunk guy, or like the guy who can only move 1 tile for every 100 or 1000 XP he gets.
Okay.
Right? all of these, which that one, by the way, is fucking insane. Like he had to bank like 75,000 XP because he was doing a mini game that's randomly generated. So he's like, I don't know which tiles I'm gonna get, so I can't just go in here because what if I get the wrong tile set? I can't use that room. So he had to do the math to figure out every possible configuration and to stay within his own rule set. He's like, yeah, I just have to, using all the squares I currently have, I have to get like 75,000 XP before I can do this. That's a level of needless complexity in self-pain that you've caused yourself with this fucking map. Do you even like these characters in this game?
So so all these characters here, these chuds, like I like Heath, I like Nino and Jaffar a lot. I actually like their story more than I expected to. They had like an actual nice little story. Rebecca's whatever, Kent is whatever, Athos is just some old man. I'm gonna be honest, I think the story of this game is very bland and forgettable, except for Jaffar and Nino, because Jaffar and Nino's thing is like, they have build-up rather than just, hey, look, I'm unit of this map. I like to fucking shit. And then they never say anything ever again, right?
I'm the unit of this map. I need you.
I need you. So, I like Jaffar and Nino because they're bad guys that you turn good through like this really long series of maps you like run into them and shit. Like, the narrative setup for, like, they have a setup and a story and a conclusion, which is a lot for a Fire Emblem like non-main character to have. So I really, really liked them. Where like Nino's got to get away from her evil fucking morph mom. And Jaffar is this evil, cold-blooded assassin, but he likes Nino because Nino's nice to him. And so like he was set on a mission to kill Prince like Zeke, the prince. She said
a guy with a lot of consonants in his name, it sounds like, from the latter half of the alphabet.
It's like Zethanol or some shit. His name's Prince Hadakal.
My dude sounds like he's in the prescription aisle.
Yeah, so he had to go kill Prince Hadakal, but then Nino's mom tells him to kill Nino so that he can frame it like, because she's a Black Fang assassin like he is. They're part of the Black Fang, they're equal. Yeah. So have, kill the prince, kill Nino, and then have it look like, the prince fought to the end and killed the assassin, and so they can't be traced back. But Jaffar, who's normally like all like cool and like doesn't talk, he literally just talks with like ellipses half the time. He's like, why would you kill your own daughter? Are you fucking insane? And she's like, you have a fucking problem with that weapon? They call him weapon as like a kind of like an insult because he's like a tool to them. And he's like, it doesn't matter what I think, and he just leaves and does his mission. But when he gets there, he fucking Ether's so ragged fucking the prince, he's about to stab him. Then he looks over to Nino, looks down at the prince, and he's like, fuck this, we're out of here. She's like, what? He grabs her and he starts to run out of the fucking like mansion. But then more Black Fangs show up because the morph didn't really fucking trust that. She saw how he was getting a little shaky for this mission, so she came in to Ursula and this other guy named like Mikhail show up, and they're like, well, looks like the cold-blooded assassin's gone soft too, but you didn't even kill the prince either. All right, boys, we're gonna kill them. And he tells Nino to run away, and the lights go out, and so the way the map is set up is actually really cool to tell the gameplay like in game. So like in the map, you have no vision because all the lights are out, but your guys are all on top of the map. You can hear like the chaos inside, and the way they convey you hearing the chaos is every single turn an ally unit will then take a turn, which is a green unit that's like not hostile, that's doing its own thing. Jaffar is really roided up, so you'll like be trying to go through the darkness using like torches and light, and then you'll just cut to Jaffar's turn. You'll see him move through the darkness, then do like an attack to somebody, so the camera will zoom in. He'll do like a critical attack and kill them, and then the lights will go back out and he'll like be moving somewhere else. So like he's like, while you're trying to move your way through to find him, he's just like dashing around getting kill after kill after kill after kill, fighting his way out. Like that Mikhail guy who's like supposed to be set up as like a boss, he'd be like, Jaffar, I'm gonna kick your ass. Jaffar runs up to him and does what is called the assassinate, which is just an instant kill that assassin units can have, where he spins his knives around and does like this over the top like anime shimmer effect, teleports behind you and fucking stabs you in the neck and just instant kills you. So like they shield Jaffar really hard in his map. So that, to get Jaffar, you then have to go find Nino, who's in the other half of the map, grab her, recruit her, then grab Jaffar and get him all the way over to her side of the map, and then have her talk to him, and then only she can convince him to like join your side because he's an asshole and only likes Nino, right?
That's cool. I like that.
But, like,
that's an extremely like involved way to recruit a party member.
Yeah, but like I love the setup. I love the narrative blends into the game, that like it shows not only how like skilled Jaffar is, but the way it showed up, how you can't like see him doing what he's doing normally, because it's all like dark until like it's his turn. That's really cool. Like they set it up in a really cool way, and then their little character arc, if you go through their like the supports together, is really cute. I ended up really liking these two characters. So like I was like, this story's kind of boring, I'm falling asleep. Yo, hold up, this is actually kind of interesting. And then the game has this awful ending that I fucking hated getting to.
It just spat in your mouth.
Yeah. So I want to close this off with one more strategy that I thought was really, really funny, because it's even simpler. It is even simpler than banking on a crit.
Can I guess?
By all means.
Okay, so some of the characters seem to have a range attack. What if you just hoarded everyone in that right corner because the dragon's not big enough to squeeze in?
The dragon has near global range. He has very, very far attack range. They already thought of that. You cannot range cheese the dragon. He can attack from like where he's standing to where you're standing. You can't even like run away. You have to fight the dragon. There's no cheese. Here's what you do. I mentioned this earlier. There are stat boosting items. Athos is capped on almost all of his stats, except for speed. Now, Athos attacks the dragon at a neutral speed thing. Like it has 20 speed, he has 20 speed. But if you were to take the 2 speed wings that you get, which give you 2 additional speed, so you give him 4 additional speed, he can double attack the dragon. So you get these 2 rare items, hoard them the entire game, feed them to Athos. Athos, bonk, takes damage, bonks. Niles dances him, bonks, and even if he does, like, he'll die that turn, but he just did 90 damage. Anyone can finish the dragon off now. So every single strategy just involves take a Lunatome, take Athos, pray to God that it works. I think this fight is awful.
Do you think that they gave you Athos because they're like, oh, we fucked this map up and we really, like, people are not able to beat this with the vast majority of builds unless they were, like, specifically doing what we wanted. Fuck it, here's an overpowered character.
So that is entirely why Athos is there. However, I have a question about their design choice. Why the fuck does he have these 2 dogshit tomes that do, like, 18 damage to the dragon then? Like, because remember, the thing that's doing damage is the pure damage magic tome that I got back in chapter 16 that I just hoarded in my inventory. So even that logic is flawed, because it's not even Athos doing it, it's the Luna tome doing it, but only 2 characters in the game can use Luna, him and Kanaz. So like, this fight is awful. Then you can tell why I was on it for so long, because it's just like, this is an easy game. This is an easy game. This is an easy game. Literally nobody but these 4 characters can hurt this fucking final boss. I hope you leveled them, Chud.
So the only boss that I would say is comparable in shit quality, there was a whole episode where I just went on like a rant for like, I don't know, it was like 30 minutes. I ended up just like cutting all of it because I was like, this is just nothing. This is just me bitching. But it was the final boss in Paper Mario Sticker Star, that Bowser, where you show up and then there's 4 layers and it's you just use the puzzle item, the single item. Like, oh, there's tape on the door. You have to use the scissors. Oh, there's staples on here. You have to use the staple remover. Oh, this one's broken. You got to use the tape. Okay, this one you use the sandal. All right, you beat the final boss. That was about as shitty as this boss sounded. This sounded like trying to play Darkest Dungeon, Aleks.
So I stopped the recording, but there's one final thing that doesn't require the footage. I'm just gonna add into the end here. The worst part about the dragon fight, because the dragons are like a big thing in Fire Emblem. You fight them a lot, right? I think the worst thing that really sums up how shitty this boss fight is, the dragon doesn't have a name. It is just the red dragon. That is the final boss, because it is actually Nurgle. I was gonna say Nils. Nurgle opens the portal and summons 3 red fire dragons to attack the world, but Athos and the gang and Niles, because he's like an ice dragon, they all fight together and fight off 2 of them, and then fight the weakened last remaining red dragon. and you can finally
So even
beat the game.
narratively, you don't even feel like you did anything.
Narratively, the weakest fucking generic dragon is apparently so strong it'll just two-tap the protagonist immediately. It is... The narrative setup is not even that good, and I have to keep emphasizing this. I think Eliwood might be my least favorite protagonist so far, and I played Fate. I suffered through Corrin in 3 separate video games, because at least Corrin is functional as a fucking unit. Eliwood and his effeminate arms can barely hold any weapon in the game that isn't a fucking rapier. Because anything like, oh man, he's a sword unit. I know, I'll give him a steel sword so that he can fight this fucking bandit unit, this brigand, this level 4 brigand. Oh, sorry. His 5 constitution can't hold the 11 weight fucking steel sword.
You know how Eliwood attacks? I think you showed me this. The fucking knights in Thief where they're doing their jaunty little jumps. Weak wristed.
He is so fucking scrawny. It is embarrassing that they would give his legendary weapon 17 fucking... That weighs more than Hector's. Hector's is a giant battle axe. Why does this weigh 17? Why does he get the claymore? He can barely hold his own... Oh, Tad, the rapier is 5 pounds. He can barely hold his own signature weapon, okay? I want to point that into perspective, how fucking scrawny Eliwood is. So... In Fire Emblem Engage, that's like every Glup Shido returns to be like representative of their game. Lyn was the representative of 7, because she's the thing you play as in the tutorial, and then Hector was added as DLC. Initially I said, yo, why is Eliwood not in the game? Hell, Roy, his son, is in the game. Come on, put Eliwood in the game. Played Fire Emblem 7? Nah, fuck him. Get him the fuck away from that game. He doesn't deserve to be in. Fuck that guy. He's awful. Hate Eliwood.
So are you regretting getting into the Fire Emblem series, Aleks?
No, because this game is fine. It's just the final boss is poorly fucking designed. Like I think a final boss being can only be damaged by specific characters is inherently flawed. But you know what's fucked up is another Fire Emblem game did this gimmick better, and it came out before this one. It's Fire Emblem Gaiden, aka the second game in the fucking franchise. To fight the evil dragon Duma, you fight evil dragons a lot in Fire Emblem, alright? Alm, the protagonist of that game, has to take the falchion and fucking stab him in his weird fucking cyclops eyeball, right? But the way Duma works is he has like 200 fucking health, but everyone can hurt him until he's reduced to 50 health. Then Alm has to do the last 50 on his own. That's a lot better than 99 when the thing has fucking nearly 40 goddamn defense, alright? And global fucking attack range. And twice as much speed as the protagonist. Like, Duma is slow. Duma hits hard, but he's very inaccurate. The idea is that Duma's going mad, so like he's slow and like stumbling and like missing his attacks. But if he were to hit you, it would nearly one-shot Alm, right? That's like the narrative setup. Yeah. So like doing it as Alm not only narratively feels a little better because like it's themed better and the stats are better. But Alm isn't also a scrawny little fucking effeminate male. Alm has a fucking falchion and can fucking swing with it. I really liked Fire Emblem Echoes a lot. Fire Emblem Echoes is really, 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 really good. I wish they were all like Echoes. Echoes is like, side tangent for Fire Emblem Echoes real fast to compare it to 7. Fire Emblem Echoes is like, we took a really normal, just fantasy story of guys fight the evil emperor and kill the big evil dragon controlling them and save the day, get the girl in the end, and get married. It is literally just a regular fantasy story. But it's told well. Do you have any idea, Tad, how playing a normal fucking fantasy game where the characters don't fucking quip like it's fucking Outer Worlds or some shit, where they just say, I'm going to defeat you and save the day, and he does that, and then he falls in love and then gets married in the end, with no fucking quip. Do you have any idea how nice it was that the opening title screen is Alm and Celica running through the fields through like these flowers, like holding hands when they were kids. Then the ending, like after you beat the game, the title screen changes to them as adults holding hands, walking through the same field. That felt so goddamn good. It was just a normal fucking thing done well. That's it. That's all I fucking wanted. Why can't they all just be decent?
Subversions are the norm and they're no longer interesting anymore. You know what's really easy to do? Making an evil Superman story. You know what's apparently fucking impossible to do? Make a Superman story.
Oh my fucking god.
I wonder what happened. At a certain point, we just decided we can't do that anymore.
Oh my fucking god. I was actually thinking about this at work. I'm so glad you brought it up. People just don't fucking get Superman. Complete side tangent. Five of them can fuck off for a minute. Fuck, Superman is just a good person. Are you all so fucking cruel and selfish as you can't just write a goddamn good boy? Has Twitter arguments, has Movie Bob ruined your brain so hard that you can't just be like, you know, if I had a lot of power, I would try my best to help others and not succumb to it? Is your idea of power just the literal second you get it, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'd just like totally blow up the fucking building? Every single time, it's like,
I'm gonna stop that drum.
Fucking every single one of these evil Superman stories just feels like, I don't want to say a power fantasy, like an evil fantasy. It's more like a negative like outlook exemplified, where it's just like they have so little hope in their little black hearts that they think.
Aleks, you know what it is?
What?
It's Lex Luthor writing Superman comic books.
I mean, yeah.
Lex Luthor won.
But like, you know what I mean? It's like they have so little hope for like their fellow man that they just think if someone had any more power than they currently do, they would just immediately go wild with it, because that's just a projection that that's what they would do. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I cannot stand evil Superman stories. It is like, that is a novel thing like once, like a what if thing. Like, what if like they've done like alternate universe things, like hell, there's a Justice League movie where they go like the alternate dimension where there's like there's Power Man instead of Superman, where he's like this weird like Italian mobster Superman who's like evil. And instead of Batman, it's Owl Man. He's like a weird like nihilist who wants to blow up the world. Like they've experimented with just like evil variants of their own fucking like heroes. I get it. It's not that interesting.
Plankton. All right, I get it.
All Superman is he is the embodiment of a superhero. He is a good person who uses his powers to help others and inspire others. Like, yes, he could just laser blast through someone's brain and fucking murder them. The fact that he just doesn't do that and he, you know, restrains himself and tries to do, you know, like, he could just punch a fucking hole in a bank robber's goddamn stomach. He doesn't do that because he's a kind person and wants them to be better. He will fucking apprehend them. That's what he'll like hold them up by their fucking jacket and say like, hey there, chum, you shouldn't be doing things like that. And like he'll send him to jail and try to like make him like a better person. And like he'll give them like a chance, right? He doesn't just immediately resort to, oh well, there's a bad person in the world, billions must die.
I saw a post someone put somewhere. I don't remember where it was. It was like, it seemed like the American culture kind of goes in cycles between Batman and Superman. If people are like feeling good and they feel like the world is like a more just place, then like you've got Superman like movies in like the 80s and everything, right? Like there was like fucking 9 of them, and Superman's like a big thing. And then once you kind of start feeling shittier and you're like, oh hey, I just found out about this this cool thing called MK Ultra. Oh man, I just found out about the Denver airport horse statue. And you start feeling a little bit worse. You're like, man, Batman's the way to go. He's just taking things down. He's like the Punisher.
I feel like kind of blackpilled lately. Yeah, we made a billion more Batman movies.
I was at AutoZone. I went up to Shrek Fest this weekend. And I stopped at AutoZone to get something. Do you know just how many Punisher ripoff like seat covers there are? I saw a Chris Kyle the American Sniper Punisher ripoff pet cover for a fucking SUV. I asked Joe because I was up there with Joe, and he told me, he's like, yeah, apparently Marvel just stops going after. Like they just stopped. There's so many people making counterfeit Punisher skulls. You can get decals and you can get seatbelt.
I was wondering why there's so fucking many
fucking
Punisher
seatbelt thing.
I see so many Punisher things at my fucking work because, you know, Idaho's a pretty red fucking state. So I see a lot of that. I see a lot of the "Don't Tread on Me" snake flags everywhere.
It's such a simple logo. You can't stop them.
So speaking of car decals, there's this one car I saw the other day. This was like 2 days ago. This was this fucking week. I saw a car that had the blue like line, right? Like, you know, that's the cop flag, right? I saw that, but right next to that was an "I stand with Ukraine" flag. And so I was like, oh shit, bro. His political extremism is neutrally out. The enlightened centrist is real.
Aleks, It may be because it's literally 2:30 in the morning, but I really, honest to God, thought the second bumper sticker was going to be like, I break for femboys.
No, I don't live in California. I've seen the occasional
currently you live in Lesser Idaho.
Yeah, I've seen the occasional weeaboo sticker sometimes, but it's like, again, it's Idaho, it's like California. My friend who lives in Cali, God rest his fucking soul, he went to the gym like a year ago, and there was this guy who had this car.
It just sounds like it just shadowed. Yeah, he went to the gym like a year ago.
You can see he doesn't do that anymore, but don't mock him, all right? Don't judge him. No judgment-free zone. Welcome to the RNC. This is a judgment-free zone, sir. This fucking car. I don't have the image because from like a fucking year ago, but it was this fucking car that had gay furry porn on the side of it, and the
like a shrink wrap, like a what was that thing that you used to put them in the oven and they would like cook? You know what I'm talking about?
Well, it was more like those you know, like how those sports cars are like they have all the decals all over. Think about that with a bunch of like naked furry like buff dudes, right? So he had that on his car. And I don't know what is wrong with me, but seeing that, I just went like, huh, that's kind of crazy. But the bumper sticker that said honk honk if you're a yiffer, that made me lose my fucking mind. Because I just like I don't know. If I saw that car, I would just go, that's crazy. But I just visualized someone going like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, just honking his fucking horn, going to the night, driving up next to him like, yeah, gay porn, woo woo,
gay porn, gay porn.
The visual image of someone actually honking their horn, or like it's a devious tactic where like if you honk at him, you are admitting to liking gay furry porn, so you'll never honk your horn at him if he's taking too long at the drive-through.
That is a good trap.
It's just the fucking it's his fucking shining dragon, his 3 double D sized batteries up his ass. You honk the horn, you're a gay fucking furry.
I will say though, the man showing up to the gym in the gay furry car is probably the most powerful man there. He exudes an aura. Speaking of, so at first I think we were just gonna do the fire emblem thing, but I'm like, I have a little bit of silly shit from Shrekfest that I want to share. I went up there and it was like a group of like 7 people, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Aleks, you don't really like go places, so you haven't been in an Airbnb in quite some time, right?
Pretty much, not since Evo.
So we went to an Airbnb. It was up in Wisconsin. It was like a 3-hour drive. It wasn't too bad. But it was like this house, right? And I go into the house, and I'm like, something feels weird. So the first, literal first thing I do is, of course, I go and I check like the bathrooms to see if there's a shitter cam. So thankfully there wasn't a pooper scope. But something like I just couldn't put my finger on it. And I realized later what it was is that like the house did not feel lived in. It felt like a movie set.
A movie set?
Look around your house. You right now, dear listener, and you, Aleks, like look around. Do you see like a desk, or do you see like something that's just got like shit on it? Like, oh, it's just got like my wallet and my keys, or it's just got like things, right? Mm-hmm. Everything's not like perpendicular and perfectly placed. You have shit on tables. You have things. I don't know why I keep thinking tables. Like I'm trapped in like a little closet here because of how I have the backing thing. So all I see are my computer monitors and a table. So you've got your computer monitors. But this place, like everything was clean. There was nothing out of place. And then like the wall decor, like there was like a couch, right? But the TV was across from the couch, but like 4 feet to the right. So if you were sitting on the couch, you would not be able to look straight into the TV. You'd have to look at like a 30-degree angle. I think it felt like I was about to get abducted. Not like molesty, but like alien. So also molesty, I guess. It felt like a bait trap. Like, oh yeah, humans have television. They love this. So it creeped me out. In the beds, I sat on the bed and I have never, like, Aleks, I slept on the floor in your house before and it was softer than these beds. I don't know what was going on. This place was fucking nuts.
So I know what was going on. If I may, now Ted,
Okay.
you know we live in a simulation, right? Unfortunately, you went up there and the LOD models didn't fully fucking load in yet, so everything was still just a little low res and a little shitty.
You know, I did think it was a little weird when I first got there. There was like this portrait on the wall, and it was just kind of like a pink smear. And then by the time I left 3 days later, I realized it was actually gay furry porn. But yeah, the Airbnb was kind of cool.
It was kind of cool. I was kind of abducted in it.
It was one of those like. There was like a room that just had like a giant skylight. Oh shit! Hold on, I gotta find the photo again. When I was poking around because I was just being a nosy bitch, I found the guy's record collection, right?
Okay.
And I gotta find this. I gotta read it to you, Aleks, because these are some incredible records. Okay, so this is the Shuck and Jive 1980s breakdance record. Okay,
You didn't take the record, did you?
No, I thought about it, but I did not want to steal. So it's got it's music for breaking. That's side one. It's got Wheels of Steel, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. It's got Electric Kingdom from Twilight 22. Pop Goes My Love, that's a big one. Joystick, that was pretty good. That was from 1980. That was from 1963. Who's breaking to a song from the 60s? Then, so it was just like on the back, it has like how to do fucking moves, like it's a fushigi ball. All right, now Aleks, there's some glossary terms on the back. This is how they did things in the 80s. You'd pay $400 to get like this fucking vinyl, and this is all the terms that it would explain to you. This is how you break and or shuck/drive. So byte, that is to copy, duplicate, or reproduce without consent.
Okay.
Example. We were doing those steps way before them. They must have bit our moves. To chill, chill out, chillin', the act of calming down.
Me.
Example, yo, chill out. Second example, I'm just chillin'. Dog, verb, to overuse, comma, abuse, comma, spoil through excess. Example, he dogged his sneakers. They were all critical looking.
What? You got a term? You got a term for critical, please?
They were all critical looking. What does that mean?
What, does it say it in the glossary?
No, it's just all it says. I only paid $85. I got 5 terms. Well, the last one, Aleks, this one, be ready for it. Homeboy, homegirl, pronoun.
Oh no!
It means comrade. Uh-oh. Companion, guys and girl from the neighborhood. Example, yo man, let him in. He's one of my homeboys.
Okay.
So I was very sad that he did not actually have a vinyl player, so he just had these men breakdancing on the back of this vinyl in like the upstairs study, and that was it.
So, I imagine you reading those was like you listening to the fucking SpongeChud video.
They were all critical looking. What does that mean? So we were there on the weekend, right? Oh, one other quick thing before I talk about the actual event. There was one more dentist story I forgot to mention. I went to the nice dentist a follow-up time after that original appointment because my mouth was just in massive pain. Like the whole, like all of my jaw was just fucked, right? And I found out apparently I had a cut on my, like the inside of my mouth, right? Okay, not that big a deal. So anyway, my jaw was apparently visible. I just had jaw hanging out, Aleks. Have you ever had that happen?
Like,
you ever get a slight cut?
Out of the cheek?
Like, the inside of my mouth, there was visible jawbone. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, that's not that big a deal. I was like, the fuck you mean?
The fuck you mean,
I have
no?
jaw. You know, I was kind of rude to them. I was very aggressive and direct. I wonder if that's why they didn't have an appointment.
I think if you're in pain, they're just kind of like, yeah, I get it.
I was telling my friends though. I was talking to them. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just feeling kind of sick," and they're like, "Oh, John, what's going on?" I was like, "Oh, I mean, I had, I think I just got like a sore throat, and the dentist said I could see my jaw," and he didn't respond until like 2 minutes later, and he just sent me the Smiling Friends clip where the guy's like, "It's just allergies, man. I'm fine." There's a few times in your life, Aleks, where you just gotta admit, yeah, I did just kind of get dogged on.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he just bit me.
Shut up, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
This dog just bit my homeboy / girl. So actually, Shrekfest, right? Okay, this is the second or third one I've been to, and I'm gonna say it, Aleks, I think I'm kind of over it.
Really?
Like, the first time you go to Shrekfest, it's silly, it's wacky, it's a little crazy. The second time, oh, that's kind of fun. The third time, it's like, okay, I've seen everything here now. Like, this is a free to enter, just a park for white people. There's not really anything new or innovative happening. I did do one new thing. So what Shrekfest is it's just white people in a park. It's fun to do, right? They have like a few contests. Like, they have people go up there and roar. They have a costume contest. They have the onion eating contest, and then they watch Shrek.
Onion eating contest, and then they watch Shrek.
They watch it on a big inflatable screen, and then every year the wind picks up at like 8 p.m. and it knocks the screen over.
Based.
So what I did, me and Joe were just like, we're going to find weirdos to gawk at, right? Joe showed me he didn't take a photo because he thought it would be creepy, but he found a mythical giant child. Have you seen this phenomenon, Aleks? I feel like you have.
Wait, okay. So, when you say, I'm trying to speak, but I'm picturing funny images in my head as I talk, like the fucking shit copy you sent me before we recorded this podcast. Give me a fucking second.
Aleks, listen. So, I think you just need to, quote unquote, chill.
So, I'm thinking of two images. Either a really, really big and like surprisingly tall and fat, but still clearly like 10-year-old child, or a like really old man with a baby face who is fat and has like a Zelda pouch on his fucking side.
I did see someone in the Pussy Slayer outfit. The tan shorts and the green Zelda shirt with the yellow Twilight Princess specifically. I did see one. There was also, oh my god, there was a lot of furries there, dude. It was like 82 degrees.
Listen. No, hold on. Side note. Listen.
Now, speaking of dogs.
Listen, Ted, those furries totally bitch you. But fucking furries are
I gotta put them down.
Furries are built different. They will, for the sake of their fucking weird fetish, go into goddamn 87-degree weather in a full-ass fucking sauna and just to dance around and let people know that, yes, I masturbate to anthropomorphic animal people having sex with each other. Look at me and be amazed, be shocked and appalled. Now, do you want me to ruin that image for you real fast?
I mean, yeah, they're rocking a boner, I'm sure of it.
No, I mean, a lot of them just have little fans inside the suit so they don't fucking die.
Even so. But, like, Aleks, that's almost as crazy as, like, imagine if someone spent 5 hours on a video game from 2004 and then talked about it on his podcast for over an hour just so that everyone would know, hey, guys, I'm bad at Fire Emblem.
Listen here, you fucking chud. Listen.
So the giant child, what Joe saw was, I'm sure that everyone here has seen this. It's where there's like someone pushing a stroller, and from the back it looks normal, but once you get closer, you realize there's a full like first grader in that stroller. Legs held up a little bit so he's not dragging off the ground.
Yeah, that kid's gonna grow up a little weird.
I did find something new this time at Shrekfest. There was a dungeon. There was a Shrekfest dungeon.
Dungeons of Fear and Hunger?
Yes, actually, both of those things. So, what you had to do is you spun a big wheel, and then you got like a punishment, right?
A punishment.
And the one I was afraid of is that there was a chair that you would sit on, and then people would throw onions, and it was like a dunk tank, right? I didn't want that one, because I didn't want to get wet. And then the hunger one is you had to drink onion juice. Did you know that you could juice an onion?
Does it taste good?
No, it tastes so fucking foul that they tell people, like, listen, if you drink this, you might throw up. So here, we're gonna give you a Mountain Dew.
Which one did you
punishment. Well, my punishment, I spun the wheel, right? And I went up, and I want you to know that I was immediately like, I'm in Milwaukee. Or wherever the fuck I was. I think it was Milwaukee.
Yo, the RNC?
I was in there and I spun the wheel and I'm like, this is just like my best internet friends, Red Letter Media. I'm spinning the wheel of the worst. Was one of the least unembarrassing. It is 2:30 a.m. I can't think of the word for least unembarrassing. Proud. Holy shit. It's one of the less proud moments of my life. So what I got, Aleks, is I got a Chinese letter.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know what this means. What does this mean? And so the guy takes out a fucking permanent marker. And I'm like, what's going on? What's happening here? So then he's like, all right, you're going to get an L on your forehead. And I was like, fuck.
Oh.
Okay, you know what? I was like, listen, can you do me a favor? Can you make it like Waluigi? And this was like an older guy, too. And he's instantly like, this is like a 40-year-old man. He's like, I know exactly what you mean. He puts a Waluigi L on my forehead, Aleks. He fucking put it on backwards. I just had an upside down L. I looked like such a loser. What was funny, too, is I accidentally transferred that to my girlfriend because at one point I put my forehead on hers. I don't know what I was doing something, and it fucking transferred all of the ink to her, but it corrected it so she had a normal L on her forehead for the rest of the night.
I think L on your forehead is fucking soul as fuck, by the way.
It is pretty good. I'm going to share this story about my coworker, okay? I'm not going to say which job it was in, but we were talking about things we did in the past, and he brought up how when he was in, like, 3rd grade, it was the only time... Sorry, hold on. I'm getting the giggles, because I'm 4 words ahead of you. So he was telling us shit... In 3rd grade, it was the only time he was ever in a play. And he tells me in full confidence, yeah, I came out dressed up as the giant L. I looked him dead in the face. I said, you should never have told me that.
Okay. So
I can just see him like thinking he's so proud, jumping out and dancing. And I told his ass right to his face. I said, "I guess you never took the costume off."
Imagine peaking in 3rd grade as the L.
The giant L.
Ted, could you please put up the image of the shit capture, please? I need to
I will link the shit copter.
Okay.
I won't put it in the show notes.
I need the audience to know that before this fucking episode, it is very late. I get home from work, I take a fat League of Legends, and we start to record. But before we record, Ted sends me... I don't remember if it was you who sent me this fucking image of this fucking this fucking dystopian
well, remember, Aleks,
future. Of the fucking...
You keep scrolling up in the chat, and I see the poop helicopter, 3 NAMBLA logos, the Denver Airport horse butthole.
Okay, I sent it. So I sent him this picture of the future has arrived. Now you do not need to run and look for a public toilet. Our service allows you to call the toilet like a taxi. Tariffs available, economy, comfort, and business. So it's like this fucking... outhouse with this, like 8 helicopter blades attached to it, and you just call in your fucking shitter Uber, and it'll fly through the sky to a big clearing and fucking land so you can take a fat fucking League of Legends in public. No,
You know what I just realized too?
No.
Aleks, it has glass windows on
I
it.
was-
Everyone's gonna see you shitting in midair.
So, I was gonna bring that up. I need everyone to know at the tail end of this podcast how I couldn't fucking talk because I just kept looking at this image. The image isn't funny. Like, the image is like, okay, this is obviously a stupid fucking idea with some AI generated, like, this will never work. The logistics of getting this, like, battery powered out.
Where's the poo-poo go?
Where does the poo-poo go first? Like,
Is there well, it looks like it comes with a camera already, so it's Airbnb
well,
ready.
I'm pretty sure this image is AI generated for a proof of concept to, like, deliver it to, like, a fucking shareholder. But I imagine there'd be, like, a spot where the shit goes, right? But the way I imagined it, and the reason I was out of breath and I couldn't breathe, Ted is my witness, was because I imagine you pull out your phone, your shit cop, you're like, oh man, I really gotta fucking drop a fat one. You put your fucking, your $20, cause it's fucking Uber, it's fucking overpriced as fuck. And it's like, uh-oh, here comes the shit copter. The shit copter starts flying in. You hear the fucking helicopter noises.
Mach speed too.
Yeah. It flies in, but it's fucking dog shit. So it fucks up and like hits a tree, tips over, falls to the fucking ground like the Peter copter. And so it starts just hitting the ground. It says
Collision imminent, must evacuate.
It starts spinning around on the ground, spewing shit everywhere. In the middle of this fucking, like, Wendy's parking lot.
Well, that wouldn't make it any different than a normal Wendy's.
And so this thing is fucking, it's spinning around. You're like, Joe, get inside. Joe, it's dangerous. Joe, get inside. There's fucking doo-doo flying everywhere. Because it's all the helicopter planes. It just starts rolling around.
You're fucking dying over here.
It's because I picture it. I picture the fucking Family Guy bit. And it's so funny. It is so fucking funny. The dystopian future of I need to take a shit and just one thing goes wrong in the fucking chain of bullshit. And so everyone in a 2-block radius is just covered in fecal matter. Because you know that is a public flying porta potty. It is dirty as fuck. It is filled.
But Aleks, what happens when you call in the second one? Sorry. So speaking of poo-poo, another fantastic part of Shrekfest is that it was in a public park, and so I saw like 5 or 6 people taking their dog there and just shitting on the fairgrounds.
I'm a 29-year-old man, and I think the visual
With
image,
a podcast.
with a podcast, by the way, who's bad at Fire Emblem 7, the easiest Fire Emblem in the fucking franchise.
Surprisingly good at breakdancing.
I cannot fucking stop myself laughing at the comedic humor of 8 Crazy Nights by Adam fucking Sandler. Have you ever seen that fucking movie? Complete random tangent at fucking 2 a.m. in Idaho. Have you seen 8 Crazy Nights?
Yes, I have, and I know the exact scene you're thinking of. It's the one with the deer.
My jewels got licked by 6 frisky deer. I saw that movie when I was a kid. I thought it was the funniest fucking movie I've ever goddamn seen. I saw that movie as an adult. I thought it was the least funny fucking movie I've ever goddamn seen. That movie is so not fucking funny. It is so fucking stupid. I hate Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights, but I fucking love the meme image of Aleks Yick's 8 Crazy Nights. It is so fucking funny seeing Aleks Yick throw the fucking CD or throw the fucking vinyl record like Adam Sandler throwing the fucking snowball. I fucking love the internet. I hate all of you so much. I hope when you order a flying porta potty, it falls over.
Oh fuck! One of these white women that brought her dog in the costume contest. We had some of the people in our group that did like costumes because it was Shrek 2, right?
Yeah.
So there's people that went up there as like Gingy and the fairy godmother and like stuff like that. This lady waited in line for like 15 minutes to go up on stage. She wasn't wearing a costume, but she had her dog with her, and the dog wasn't wearing a costume either. She just went up there with her new husky puppy for attention.
Peak Shrek Fest. This is in Chicago, right?
No, this was in Milwaukee.
Which
was different because
home of the RNC.
I had to walk from the Airbnb to the park, and I didn't see a single needle. I didn't see one. Last time I was in Chicago, I saw 5 or 6 of them. So good on you, Milwaukee. So Shrekfest was just a one-day thing, right? So we were on our way back, and I saw I've been on the hunt for soju, which is like it's like a South Korean rice wine. It's fucking amazing. The first time I had it was at work. We had work soju,
Okay.
which we probably weren't supposed to have. But I saw an Asian supermarket, and I was like, "Oh shit! All right, let's pull over. I don't have to work tomorrow. Tomorrow's Labor Day. I don't give a fuck." So we go in there, and it's like, imagine like a grocery store in like so there's like YouTube channels of people doing like dead mall like tours.
Yeah, like urban
like,
exploration and shit.
Imagine that. Like, it has been unchanged since 1974, except all of the paint is just scraped off in the high traffic areas and like along the walls. It's black concrete with like gum stuck into it and like red scrapes. It looked like fucking Hellraiser.
I was gonna say, I was like, wanting to Silent fucking Hill.
So I go in there and like it's dark. Like they have the bare minimum amount of lights on. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Is this open? And there's food, like, I don't know if you don't know. I don't know if you know this about food safety stuff, right? Where you're supposed to keep all food like I think it's like 6 to 12 inches up off the ground. No, they just had like pallets of like the boxes of shit, just like rice on the ground in bags, just stacked up. And so I'm like, I don't know what's in here, Joe. Let's stick together. Let's do a buddy system here. I don't know what's happening. And we go through the aisles, and it's like, again, I think Milwaukee is not a real place because it felt like I was on the set of The Walking Dead. Because it's just like black shelves. No one's talking. There's no music. It's dead fucking quiet except for me stepping. I kept like waiting to hear chains rattling. There's nothing on the shelves, just like a few small things and then like a shitload of noodles, right? I see like whole octopus like wrapped up with rubber bands and shit and like in like a plastic bag just sitting in one of the freezers like smashed up against the fucking front. Like as if you were to open it like it would tumble out. Holy shit, Aleks, I wandered into a fucking mafia front. I just realized that. Holy shit. That wasn't a real grocery store at all. I just walked into a money laundering scheme. It was stumbling around like a clueless white man.
So did you buy anything?
Yeah. Well, no. I was going to buy some ramen noodles, but then I got too uncomfortable and I'm like, I think I'm just going to leave. I don't want to give them my credit card information.
Smart.
So yeah, it was the scariest grocery store I've ever been to. Joe was just walking around. Joe does this thing where he just like looks at stuff like a bird does, like when a bird like gets up from pecking at like poop or whatever. I'm sorry, I keep going to poop. It's 3 a.m. Like it just like looks around, like it whips its head left, right, and it goes back to what it was doing. That's how Joe just like looks around at things. Anyway, scary ass grocery store. Like, no one would talk to us. I was just trying to find their alcohol, and I was like, I don't see any alcohol. I'm gonna leave. And then I drove home, and I had Raising Cane's chicken tenders, and it was very good.
I imagine you're in that grocery store.
And that was my trip for my 3rd grade presentation.
I imagine that.
And guess what, Alex?
I was gonna say,
I just earned the W.
you get your little gold star in boating school. I was gonna say, I imagine you in that grocery store. If you actually talk to somebody, they would sound like a text-to-speech thing straight out of Faith, the Unholy Trinity.
They'd just be saying, or they'd like, I would talk to them like, the weather looks fine today.
I love ice cream.
Have you been to the Cloud District? Neither have I. Have you been to the Cloud District? Neither have I. I don't know how I end up in these situations, Alex, because I have found... How many people do you know that have found fake grocery stores, fake dentists, and fake Airbnbs?
Get out of Chicago. Well, I guess in this case it was Milwaukee. Get out of the cities.
No, it was fine. If I get out of the cities, how am I supposed to go to Shrekfest, idiot? Alright, that's all that's happened to me. I had some other stuff written down, but it is literally 3 a.m.
Get ready
this is just as long as the Baldur's Gate episode.
Get ready.
What the fuck did we do?
Because we're getting so good at this, we can make 4 topics go for 2 hours while having no sleep and no fucking, like, energy.
Hell yeah, dude. I fucking... You know, speaking of making things go for hours and hours, what if there's like an outro, but it had like corn in it from like poop or something? That would be pretty funny. But I'd be like, wow.
Damn, Adam Sandler, you write that yourself?
No, but I did write that you could find the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify. YouTube is pretty much forcing me to demonetize all the YouTube videos because they're forcing it to have like 10 to 15 ads. Imagine trying to listen to this, but every 10 minutes there's a fucking ad for some snake oil garbage. Have you ever seen normie YouTube, Alex? Their ads are like text-to-speech people going, this purple bee makes honey that is antioxidant procedures that will help you live 50 years. Like, it uses like an AI voice like that and just sells garbage. It just tries to fleece old people.
Think like one of those AI videos where it's just like, KFC forgot my 40 chicken wings, so I shut up the store. Did you see the fucking... Sorry to continue this ad show. Did you see the one with Aleks and how he blew up his house over Fortnite?
Yes.
What?
I was something that I was born to be good at. It was part of my innate skills, so I blew up my house. Just like I blew up that subscriber box. Whoa, hey, what's going on there? You can find it on YouTube. It's at Let Me Tell. What the fuck's the YouTube? No, Twitter is Let Me Tell You. Holy shit, I'm crashing, Alex. I'm crashing like this shitty copter. Everything's in the description. You know where it's at. Discord in the description. Patreon in the description. There's like weekly events every Sunday. With the Miscreants, they do. They used to do just mostly Chris Chan stuff, but it's like Chris Chan's kind of like not super fun anymore. So they do all sorts of crazy cool stuff. They're a very fun group of people. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with this podcast. Good night, everyone.
I hope you liked
I need
us.
to sleep.
This is why we record on our weekends in the daytime.
This is the Sleepy Boys.
The Sleepy Cast. Okay, I'm gonna start my recording now.
Goodbye.